Sorry for being gone for couple of days, but I am back now. Reddit stories. AITA for getting mad at my mum for making my girlfriend sleep on the floor? Throwaway. My girlfriend, Rose, and I have been together for 4 years and she is 5 months pregnant with our first child. My mum seemed to really like Rose, or at the very least tolerated her, but after we announced that we were expecting, something definitely switched in her. She has become extremely rude and disrespectful towards my girlfriend. She makes passive-aggressive comments at every chance she gets. I've had to take a step back from my mother until she fixes her behavior. Rose had gone to visit her family who lives far out of town. It was a very last-minute trip, and she drove herself to the destination and back. Unfortunately, at around 6 p.m., her car broke down and she was forced to pull over. Fortunately, my brother, Chris, who's great with cars and lives about an hour and 1/2 from where Rose was stranded, was willing to pick her up and sorted everything out. I was out of the country, so I'm grateful that my brother sorted everything out for her. Chris moved back in with my mum about a year ago. Obviously, the situation wasn't the best, especially considering the tension between Rose and my mom that exists for no particular reason, but I hoped my mum could put her pettiness aside for at least a night. It was too late for Chris to drive Rose back home, so my brother told her that he would drive her back tomorrow morning. An arrangement that my mum seems to not like, but one that she managed to keep her mouth shut about, my girlfriend tells me. Rose helps prepare dinner, wash up, and actually engage in a decent conversation with my mum for the first time in ages. However, they mostly avoid each other. Chris goes to bed earlier, leaving my mum and Rose. My mum lives in a 2-bedroom apartment and since both bedrooms were taken, Rose assumed that she would be sleeping on the couch. She apparently assumed wrong. My mum gives Rose the thinnest blanket ever and basically screams at her, telling her that she has to sleep on the floor to not ruin her couch. She tells Rose to make do with the pillows on the couch and the blanket that provides zero warmth. Rose thought about protesting, but ultimately decided against it. According to Rose, my mum kept opening her door to check if she was sleeping on the couch, so she couldn't even try to sleep on the couch. At 5 a.m., Chris found Rose on the couch and let her sleep on his bed. He ended up telling me, but told me to not make a big fuss out of it. I did the exact opposite. I called my mum, very angry, and told her that she was disrespecting her so badly. She tried to defend herself by saying that she didn't harm the baby, and it's okay for pregnant women to sleep on the floor, but I refused to hear any of it. Chris agrees with me, but told me that I shouldn't make it a fight. I feel like I'm losing my mind. AITA. Second story. AITA for refusing to let my mill watch her grandson's birth? I'm making this on a throwaway account because my husband uses Reddit a lot and knows my OG account. I, 29F, am giving birth in a few weeks with my husband, 32M, to our first baby boy. I want to clarify that my mill, 55F, is an absolute sweetheart and has been very helpful during my pregnancy and I've never had a problem with her through my 5 years of marriage. However, recently she called me over the phone asking about wanting to be there in the delivery room with me and my husband. I said no and told her I wanted my mother there with me instead, but if there was room I would have 100% wanted her to be there with us. Since the hospital only allows 2 people in the room. My mother and I already agreed on the arrangement. She seemed okay as we talked more and I thought we ended the call in agreement. However, the next day my husband confronted me telling me how rude I was to his mother. I was confused ASF cause I don't remember doing anything wrong. He would then state I refused his mother the opportunity to watch the birth of her first grandson. I informed him that I would if there was room, but I really needed my own mother there with me as support. I love my mill but I want my mother's support. He told me his mother been there more during my pregnancy and offered to help with childcare. So she should be allowed in the delivery room. Which is true, however my mother lives in a different state. Meaning she can't come over as often as we'd like. My mill either wants me to trade my mother's spot or neither of them go inside, to be fair. Even my husband is threatening not to be inside the delivery room to respect his mother. After talking to my mom about the situation, she said it's up to me and that she'll understand no matter my decision. I'm now scared that this will forever strain my relationship with both my husband and my in-laws. AITA. Should I just let my mill go since she's been there more? Should I just agree to let neither of them go, to be fair? Edit. A lot of you seems to believe I'm not the I'm really happy about that because I just didn't know if I was in the wrong. And I would be absolutely destroyed if I was ignorantly hurting my mill. I want my husband to feel like he has choices too, but I want to make sure where I'm full in my right to just draw the line. To some saying she should take his place. I'll bring that up. If he wants to withdraw his spot, I'll say she can have it. I wouldn't mind her there because she has helped me so much, but I thought my husband would be more helpful to me since it is his child too, but I guess not.